This depicts the ancient Egyptian method of exchanging things. Lebanon was a major source of cedar, oil, and lumber for ancient Egypt. In addition, it brought in ebony and ivory from other regions of tropical Africa, as well as slaves and exotic animals for trade. Meanwhile, ancient Egypt exported linen, tools and beading beads as well as beer, weaponry, and oil to other places. Beirut and other African countries supplied a significant amount of products to ancient Egypt. They also sold their wares in other parts of the world. The blue vertical bar chart provides significant statistics about daily internet usage between 2006 and 2013. Years are designated on the x-axis, while figures in millions range from 0 to 40 million on the y-axis. The first year of the study, 2006, reveals that roughly 16 million people use the internet, which subsequently climbs to 20, 22, 26, 29, and so on. The most recent year of monitoring was 2013, when roughly 35 million individuals accessed the internet. Overall, I believe that internet usage has risen dramatically during the last few years. Product X, Y, and ZS sales in each area are shown in these pie charts. Product X had the highest sales in North America and the lowest sales in Africa. Sales of Product Y in North America outpaced those in Africa. Australians purchased more of Product Z than any other country, while Africans purchased the least. Africa has the lowest sales of all items. The pie graphic illustrates the market share of vehicle types in 2016 and 2017, measured in percent. Passengers vehicles were the most popular automobiles in 2016, taking 41.3% of the market. However, their market share declined to 37.8% in 2017, the year that SUV automobiles had the biggest market share at 39.2%. Heavy commercial automobiles acquired the lowest segment of the market in both 2016, 2.8%, and 2017, 3.1%. 3.1%. Overall, SUVs and passenger vehicles have the biggest market share, whereas heavy commercial automobiles have the lowest. Using a shadow to collect water is illustrated in the diagram below. It's made up of a counterweight-equipped lever and a rope tied to a pole with a container at the other end. This device operates by an operator pulling down on the pole, dipping and then withdrawing a container from the water, and ultimately spilling the water into a canal. There's a nuclear power plant in the background, and the sky is overcast. In the front, behind a row of trees, the power plant's many concrete chimneys spew white smoke. The sky is mostly foggy, although there are a few patches of blue sky in the distance. An unattractive power station is contrasted against a lovely sky in this striking photograph, which might be located in the United States. This graph shows the average GPA of students based on their academic majors, if not psychology. In terms of GPA, art majors have the highest at roughly 3.2, followed by math majors at around 3.15. The average GPA for English and history students is 2.93, but the GPAs for other majors are closer to 2.91. Art majors tend to have the highest GPAs, whereas history majors tend to have the lowest GPAs. The beautiful atlas is shown in the picture. The continents in the picture have diversified dry forests painted with green. If we study the world map, it has scattered tropical dry forests in various parts of America, Africa, and Asia. In Southern America, the area painted with green color is on the east coast and in the middle of the map. Africa and India have larger areas covered with tropical dry jungles. Surprisingly, the map does not show Australia and New Zealand. Overall, we can say that tropical dry forests are distributed in many parts of Asia, Africa, and Americas. These pictures show two different views of a tree in autumn. In the left picture, we can see the leaves of the tree with the sun shining on them. The colors in this photo are amazing. The leaves are gold, orange, yellow and brown. They are giving look as fire is burning because the colors and shapes of the leaves look just like the flames of a fire. In the picture on the right-hand side, a carpet of gold-colored leaves can be seen that have fallen from the tree. The sunlight is making the leaves look as if they are glowing. On the left-hand side of the picture, there is part of the tree trunk, and at the top, couple of large branches, covered in autumn leaves can be seen. The sun must be to the left of the tree because the trunk is casting a shadow on the wall and also on the ground between the tree and the wall. This double bar chart indicates irrigation potential created and utilized in major and medium irrigation projects in India from pre-plan era to 9th five-year plan. According to this double bar chart, gap between created and utilized irrigation potential is negligible in pre-plan and first, second and third five-year plan. The gap between irrigation potential created and utilizes is steadily increasing and highest during 8th and 9th five-year plan. The chart indicates that efficiency in exploiting created irrigation potential is decreasing steadily from first five-year plan to 9th five-year plan. In 2016, a bar graph shows the percentage of people who were unemployed and the amount of money they earned based on their educational attainment. Only 1.6% of those with PhD or professional degrees are employed. People with doctoral degrees and those with professional degrees had the greatest median weekly wages, at $1,664 and $1,745, respectively. The unemployment rate for those with less than a high school level is 7.4%, the highest in the country. Despite this, they have the lowest average annual incomes of $504. Doctoral and professional degree holders had the lowest unemployment rates and the highest median weekly wages. In contrast, those with a high school education or less are the most likely to be unemployed and receive the lowest median wage. The two figures explain how the rise and fall of water caused by sea waves may be utilized to create power. A structure erected on the edge of a cliff or a seawall is used in the operation. A vast chamber makes up this construction. One end of the structure faces the sea, while the other leads to a vertical column that faces the atmosphere. When a wave approaches the device, water is propelled into the chamber, providing pressure to the air within the column, as seen in the first diagram. The second graphic depicts the next step in the process, which is when the wave retreats. As a result, power is still being produced. Regardless of the direction of the airflow, the turbine only rotates in one direction. There are two images depicting a variety of computer users' seating postures. A poor sitting posture may be seen in the right image, which depicts a person bent over in his chair. This posture may cause headaches and back discomfort because of the strain on your neck and spine. The left image, on the other hand, depicts an ideal sitting position. People's shoulders and hands relax when they sit straight at the table. Because the distance between your eyes and the display is greater in this position than in a terrible one, it's also healthy for your eyes. To summarize, a faulty sitting posture can put your health at risk, thus you should always sit in the correct position while you're working or studying. The graph depicts data on the life expectancy of newborns based on their gender. According to the graph, the biggest number of men can be seen in 2013, which stands at about 80. The least number, roughly 50, was recorded in 1888. On the graph, it's easy to observe that in 2013, there were around 75 more women than in any other year. In 1888, the smallest number is 45, which may be discovered. The number was about 60 in 1988, according to census data. Finally, the data shown in this graph pertains to the average lifespan of a person. The pie charts illustrate the primary reasons that why people came to and left the UK in 2007. It is clear from the graph that the main factor influencing this decision was employment. Having a definite job accounted for 30% of immigration to the UK, and this figure was very similar for emigration, at 29%. A large number of people, 22%, also emigrated because they were looking for a job. Another major factor influencing a move to the UK was for formal study, with over a quarter of people immigrating for this reason. Although a significant number of people, 32%, gave other reasons or did not give a reason why they emigrated, this accounted for only 17% with regards to immigration. Brewing instant coffee is depicted in a graph on this page. The graph clearly shows that the first stage is to add instant coffee to the mug, and the second step is to add sugar to the cup. The graph shows that the following stage is stirring, and the next step is adding hot water, and it's easy to understand why. The last phase, as seen in the graph, is referred to be a perfect cup of instant coffee. Finally, the graph provides information on how to brew instant coffee, as seen in the graph. The bar chart shows the Olympic medals won in 12 countries. The USA won the most medals at around 250, followed by the Soviet Union at 1,000. The lowest number of medals was won by China and Japan at just below 500 medals each. Overall, the USA won the most medals while China won the least. There are two sorts of structures shown, one for a hot environment and another for a cold temperature. The steeply pitched roof of the cool climate building collects sunlight while storing heat and reducing heat loss. During the day, the windows of the warm climate building are closed and covered, and at night, the windows are opened to allow for ventilation so that the stored heat may be expelled. When it comes to heat storage, one form of building is better than the other since it absorbs less heat. In the first photograph, a child is throwing the used bottle in the bin, whereas, in the other photograph, litter can be seen on the shore of a sea or river. These photos are giving the message that human activities are polluting the water and it should be stopped. The child who is throwing a bottle in the dustbin, clearly giving the message that discarding used material in water is harmful to water-living animals. From January through December, the daily high and low temperatures in Beijing, China, are shown on this graph. The coldest months are January and December, with daily highs of about 2 degrees Celsius, about 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and lows of -8 degrees Celsius, about -17 degrees Fahrenheit. During July, the daily maximum temperature is 30 centigrade /86 Fahrenheit, while the daily low temperature is 21 centigrade. In general, December and January are the coldest months in Beijing, while July is the hottest month.